It is Dez Watch, day 400. And while we're still wondering when he's going to sign and who he may sign with, for this morning, that's not the big question. Today we want to know, is Dez Bryant the latest athlete to out himself for using a burner account on Twitter? Let me give you a sense of what happened here. Our own Stephen A. Smith tweeted out a video in which he said he believes the Cowboys sabotaged Dez. Dez quote tweeted that and agreed, saying his ex-teammates respected him more than the coaches did. Then, in a tweet that was quickly deleted, Dez quote tweeted his own response and agreed with it. And the
Is anyone surprised?
So he immediately deleted that, and the whole world, though, sees it. You can't delete anything on Twitter. That's a waste of time. So the world reacts to it immediately and says, Dez has a burner account. Do you believe, because Jalen, you are the king of social media, do you believe he has a burner account?
Obviously he does, yes. Okay. He has a burner account.
And if that is the case, what is your reaction?
It's irresponsible. One of the things you have, as an athlete, you have the platform of social media to express yourself in any way, shape, or form versus supporters and or critics. It makes no sense to create a burner account that's only going to have 30 people following it to actually voice your opinion or to vent. You can actually do that from your main account. That's what's mind-numbing to me. For everybody out there, just understand, social media, use it as a gauge, okay? It's the thermostat. It's not the temperature. It's not the end-all, be-all. Sometimes your critics are actually right, and sometimes ignoring them is the best way to go about handling your business. So I'm not surprised that a professional athlete or a public figure is on social media, sensitive to what people say. There are people that work in our television industry that say things on TV, and then when a commercial comes, they're actually tweeting to those people, arguing with them.
Oh, yeah.
That's so beneath you, and that's the same thing I see in this.
That's taking the ego out of it, and no disrespect to Dez, but you can't take the ego out of Dez. Like, that's just there, and you can't ask him to follow those rules when his ego is too big to deal with the criticism. Like, he's not that far along.
I know, but here's the thing. Like, for me, it's not a Dez problem. It's a human being problem with social media. We have rabbit ears to what people are saying on keyboards, on social media that shouldn't. And it's not, again, just athletes. People that work in this industry do the exact same thing. Have burner accounts, clap back at people while they're on TV.
Yes.
They're tweeting people arguments about things that they're saying. Okay? And these are the same people that's going to talk about this topic today. Like they don't do it.
Okay, here's my problem. And that was great what you said, Jalen, but here's my problem. You sitting at home unemployed. Okay? You sitting at home unemployed. You're doing all this tweeting. You got a burner account. See, this is different from Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is one of the best players in the world. Okay? Kevin Durant doesn't have anything to worry about as far as being on the team or teams wanting him. Dez is sitting at home right now watching football. So front office people, players, everybody's seeing this whole fiasco playing and stuff out, and they're probably sitting back, why would I want this clown in my locker room? Because we all know in the game of football, the last thing you want is distractions. So do I really want to deal with the distraction when the talent doesn't necessarily warrant that?
Anyway.
When the talent doesn't warrant that? I could see if Dez was a baller, but his skills have diminished to the point where it's not worth it if you're a lot of teams out there and you're seeing all this type of stuff happening on social media.
But did you know that anyway? Did you really need the burner account? Did you really need the Twitter sort of controversy to come out to know that anyway?
No. This is just fodder for us to talk about right now. But I'm just saying overall, as far as Dez and all the tweeting and going all back and forth, he's not doing himself any favors if he's trying to get back on a roster right now.
Someone in his camp needs to tell him to be shh.
And also, 98% of people who spend their time and energy on social media don't get paid a cent for it. So you have to find ways to measure if that's even productive in your day. There's people that's on it from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. to midnight all day, and you got to find a way to shut it down. But here's the thing, to your point, that I want to make sure I stress. I think now this cost him an opportunity to play again this year.
Really? The fact that he is perceived to have had a burner account.
My brother just told you. Now he's become a distraction while being unemployed. It's one thing to be a distraction and you're on a squad and you just caught 10 balls on Sunday. It's another thing when you're saying, oh, I feel good with the Patriots. They just signed a couple of guys. They didn't look at him. Okay, I'll look good with the Washington Redskins. Oh, they're not considering him.
It's true.
They don't want him a part of their squad.
They made it known immediately they're not
Correct.
interested. He tweeted about them, and they could not have faster made it clear
When
they
the
didn't want him.
Jacksonville Jaguars, when Marquise Lee got injured, a lot of people was like, that might be a landing spot for Dez. They didn't reach out.
It's true.
So unless there's going to be like a catastrophic injury where a team almost is forced to make that move, I think now, based on what you just said, you used the term, he remains unemployed.
You may be right. We'll see. But keep an eye out there for some sort of account that might very well be his.